otra vez, como ya lo dije.
Sorry, we only have a very short window and ran out. Don't worry. Rightio, guys. Welcome back to Court 2 on day 3. We've got the under-9 New Zealand men matching up against the under-19 Great Britain men. Apologies, both teams are under-19, not under-9s. This is Parko here, and joining me in the commentary box is Rach from New Zealand. How are you going today, Rach?
G'day, Stewie. Wonderful, thanks.
That's
Gosh, you're sounding like an old hand at this now.
Oh, I don't like to brag, but I am generating a good beard while I sit here over these few days, so I'm starting to get impressed with myself, yeah. And how's the time in Hobart treating you?
Oh, yeah, really good. But chillier today. The weather's a wee bit brisk.
Yep.
So that makes for, getting outside a little bit tough, but lucky we're inside most of the time. No, very good. Managing the under-23 men's team, and we just had a good win against South Africa this morning, so another game this evening. So
the boys will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, very happy. Yeah.
And so we're counting down 20 seconds to go until this game kicks off. And I noticed that you and Maddie Hart both went out there and bought yourselves some little wetsuits to sport around the poolside the other day.
Well, it's pretty cold in that pool if you've been floating around in there for a while. So, I was making the most of it. But Matt is yet to cover up his dad bod and put his on.
Yeah, it's interesting that he bought it or got you to track one down for him as the game begins in Court 2 here, and the lads swim off on the strike, and he hasn't actually worn it yet. Can you shed some light onto the reason why he may not have put that wetsuit on?
Oh, look, I don't want to be dragged into the middle of this weird dad bod feud that's been going on, but I'm proud of him and all he's been doing, all the work he's doing with the boys.
Look, I think that all of us here and across the world are very proud of the very specific things that he's bringing to this competition. The fourth CMAS Age Group World Championships here in Hobart. Like, he's definitely a feature of this competition. He's definitely caught a lot of people, and I think his particular skill set has certainly gone viral over the internet over the last day and a half, by the sounds of it, as the Kiwis drive that puck on the right hand side in the near wall range.
How did I get dragged into this? Let's focus on the under-19 boys because they deserve all our attention right now.
Very true. So the players gone into the middle of the court. Not surprisingly, there's a lot of energy being displayed by both the New Zealand under-19 and the GB under-19 men. As you can see, the GB guys tend to find some space here on the near side. A good defensive move there by the Kiwi lad, and they throw a very square switch and start to swim it back up the middle there, Rach.
Yeah, exciting stuff here going on. Definitely a big game for both teams. We're actually staying at the same accommodation as GB, so there's definitely been some segregation this morning while teams focus on their games. But I know the under-19 guys are super excited, super pumped, and there's lots of New Zealand supporters here to cheer them on today because it is a big game, this one, so it's good to be here.
Yeah, okay, so what you're telling me is that at the Ridges Hotel there's been some walk-bys in the hallways outside the rooms and just guys looking at their feet as they pass by their competitors, hey?
Oh, definitely some staunch walking going on, yep. Oh, looks like we've got GB pushing right up there. And goal to GB.
Yeah, it looks like the first blood has been taken by GB, number 12 for the GB guys. The Kiwis will not be happy with that. Caleb Pullen pulling, my apologies for the pronunciation. They're putting in goal number 1 for this game. Early days, obviously, but the Kiwi under-19 lads are not going to be happy with going 1 goal down.
I was actually number 13 there. Sorry, Stewie. Zach Tate.
Oh,
well done, Zach.
Well done, Caleb and Zach.
No, that's a quick goal from GB there. So New Zealand will be looking to just compose themselves and get on the bottom and get some numbers down. And here we go. They've got a bit of control of the puck now, but GB are matching some good numbers on the bottom. So it's going to be a good game. Yeah,
it looks to be a tight match in there at the moment, and I've got a few stats here. Actually, these teams at the moment in the under-19 men's division are team 1 and 2 on the ladder. So this really is going to be a battle of the Titans with the Kiwis holding top spot, and obviously the GB out to an early lead as the ferocious play sort of plays out underneath the New Zealand sub-bench there, Rach.
Yeah, exciting stuff that it's all being played on this side of the pool so far, but we do have a ref's call here. Looks like a advantage to GB. So New Zealand has done a gloving foul there.
So who have we got coaching the under-19 New Zealand team this year?
So coach is Sam Cooper, and Ed Firth is his assistant coach with super manager Sarah Arnold on the side, making sure everything runs smoothly. So she's kind of in charge of 14 boys rather than 12, but Sam and Ed are doing a great job. Sam was here last year with a lot of this team actually in the Trans-Tasman's tournament. So he's got a bit of familiarity with the pool and with the squad. And Ed's been brought on just to add a little bit more expertise as well. So it's a good, solid coaching team there.
It certainly looks like Sam's done a good job as his lads drive that puck all the way to the GB corner of the tray there. The referees have pulled up an infringement, so it's going to be interesting to see which way they take it. It is against GB, and for the Kiwis, they'll be pretty happy that they can maintain some attacking pressure on this quality GB team here, Rach.
Yeah, so good opportunity here for New Zealand. Be a good test to see if GB can soak up that pressure. Not easy, these advantage pucks right in your bin. It's a scary time, and wow, looks like New Zealand really has popped it through there.
Yeah, that puck actually went through the structure of the GB defence quite easily. I'm sure the GB lads won't be very happy with that, as you can see some emotions playing out there on the side of the pool as we're just waiting to see which Kiwi lad actually scored that goal. Number 6, who's that there, Rach?
That's Guy Roberts.
So
Big
Roberts
guy.
sliding that puck in right through the GB defence, and 1-1 we go after 5 minutes in this first half, and it's really turning out to be a battle of the Titans here in the under-19 division, Rach.
Yeah, it's going to be a ripper, as the Australians would say.
An absolute ripper. I'm not quite sure what the Kiwi equivalent of that particular saying is. Do you think you guys have got something that's the same as we watch the GB guys drive it underneath the Kiwi sub-bench?
Oh, now you're testing me. Sweet as, probably.
Yeah, I would have said sweet as, but that's a pretty normal Kiwi saying. They use
just
that for
covers most
right?
situations, really.
Yeah.
This is sweet as the New Zealanders drive up the wall.
Or not so sweet as the GB guys come back.
Yeah, okay, not so sweet as. Our obstruction there, so
yeah,
not quite so sweet as.
So not quite so sweet as a call there as the referees push the Kiwis back and the GBs get the advantage. A real display from both teams of some good aggression as the Kiwi guys, you can see the forwards popping down there on the bottom as they take that puck and drill it straight into their attacking line. The Kiwis sort of running that puck out to the defensive wall right underneath their sub-bench. It's going to be interesting to see if the GB guys have some kind of organised way of taking it out of the corner and getting it into the centre channel in front of the goals. The hardest place to defend for any kind of defending team. It's a bit of a rock and roll affair down there as both teams are just sort of vying for control of that possession there, Rach.
Yeah, it's close this game. Numbers are pretty, this is, from both teams, we're kind of seeing matching numbers here on the bottom. There's not really one team that's showing more numbers than the other, so it's cool to see it going back and forth up the pool like this. Means for a great game. So, this is what you come here for. You come for the close games. You don't come for the whitewashes. So it's exciting that these boys, most of them at their first World. So really cool stuff for the New Zealand under-19 boys and the GB.
That's true, as we can see there, the under-19 New Zealand guys really get the bit between their teeth and drive that puck all the way down the court to right underneath the GB sub-bench. And straight away, there's a massive counter-attack, a big breakaway swim from the Kiwi lads. There is a New Zealand defender coming down onto them, and he has managed to get that puck and drive it over to the side wall. So an excellent attacking move, quickly followed by a really definitive defensive swim down from that Kiwi defender there. The last guy in the line between the goals as the referees pull up an infringement and they have a referee's timeout. What a cracker of a play there, Rach.
I know, this is exciting stuff. This will really test both teams' fitness because it's just being played all over the pool at the moment. We were down in the back left-hand corner. It went way up to GB's corner, and now it's back in the opposite corner right on New Zealand's bin. So really cool stuff.
Yeah, amazing by both teams. You could really see New Zealand soaking up a lot of pressure in their back corner in the near side of the court, right near the camera. They got a good break down the wall, pretty straight play from them. And again, it went underneath the GB's sub-bench. And then I think they must have got a fresh player in or someone with a whole lot of oxygen in their lungs and obviously a fast swim because I thought he was going to make the whole court. And I don't know where that Kiwi guy came from, out of nowhere with a lot of speed and just managed to pluck that puck off him. And we're waiting to see what the referees have decided whose puck this is going to be. But they are definitely having a little ref conference at the moment. And
wow.
A contentious decision, a big call made by the referees. Para, the Colombian ref, is saying that it was a deliberate chopping by the last Kiwi defender there, and a penalty goal has been awarded to GB. The Kiwi guys are not going to be happy with that, Rach.
No, that'll shake them a little bit. But, you know, if the infringement was made, then the ref's decision has to be respected. So we'll just hope that the New Zealand boys can, you know, regain them composure and, yeah, just fight a little bit harder, but keeping it clean as well. The refs aren't interfering with this game too much. They seem to be letting it roll a bit, which is quite good. You know, when it's stop-start, you know, it gets a little bit frustrating, but both teams seem to be, you know, doing pretty well to keep it clean at the moment. And again, it's been New Zealand strong strike, driving it right up to the GB bin, but now GB responding with a drive right back down the New Zealand wall near the New Zealand sub-bench. So what a game.
I know. Exciting stuff. There's a lot of energy being displayed by all of these really fit players in there. Position 1 and 2 on the ladder at the moment, and when you watch these guys play this game out, it's not surprising that they've done so well in the competition so far, as the Kiwis just sort of consolidate possession and try and link a couple of good passes there, maintaining possession, a good sort of left and right under body movement as the GB guys kind of spring on a bit of a spilled puck and try and work that puck down the back wall. Unfortunately for the GB dudes, the Kiwis have got the defensive answer as they bring it back out along the back wall, again holding possession. I think the referees might have called some infringement here, Rach, so we'll just wait and see what's happened.
Yeah, looks like an illegal stop by New Zealand, and we're being pushed back again.
Yeah, so again the referees are picking up an advantage puck for the GB team, and the Kiwis will have to defend another advantage puck here against the GB lads. Maybe there's a timeout called. Yes, there is.
Looks like a timeout by New Zealand.
Yeah, you can see the GB lads sort of corralling in with their coach up there. Both teams, interestingly, going for the standard milk crate and pool noodle drink bottle holders. Unfortunately, some of the other teams have got some much better floaty sort of drink bottle holders than that in this competition there, Rach. I know that the South Africans are rolling with a some kind of blow-up shark arrangement, and there's Eric, the inflated elephant, who the under-19 GB ladies are rocking with, and he seems to be a pretty good luck charm for those girls. Can you spread some light on the reason why the New Zealanders and the GB guys have been so boring with their selections?
Oh, would we call it boring, or would we just call it staunch and,
I think
you
it's
know,
definitely
straight
boring.
and true?
It's certainly staunch, but possibly boring.
Oh, I don't know about that, Stewie. You
go
bring that up with the two GB under-19 boys and New Zealand under-19 boys and see if they respond.
Oh, you're such
well
a politically correct person, Rachel. I'm going to say it's boring, and I'm going to lay the challenge out there for both of these teams to go and find something that's a little bit more spicy, spice up their sub-bench a little bit more. As you can see, the GB guys pushing a hard attack right up onto the corner of the tray. The Kiwis desperately trying to keep that puck out, and there's a whole bunch of piranhas in there. You know, obviously a whole pack of piranhas, the GB ones, pushing that puck in, and a whole bunch of Kiwis trying to keep it out. There's a lot of rock and rolling. I think the refs have called another infringement. We'll wait and see what they're saying against the GB guys. The Kiwis will be pretty happy with that, and obviously they're going to take a couple of big, deep breaths and try and consolidate their position here in the pool, Rach.
Yeah, some good stuff there from New Zealand. Really absorbed that well. I mean, from both teams, there were numbers on the bottom. I think there was only one person on the surface during that play. So really good work from New Zealand for soaking up that pressure. So we'll see which team responds.
As the play goes to the far side of the court, you can see there just the amount of players that are getting on the bottom. Para, that Colombian referee, he's decided there's been a gloving infringement against the under-19 Kiwi lads, so he's giving the GB guys another advantage puck. And I would say at the moment the GB guys are probably applying a little bit more attacking pressure than the Kiwis at the moment, Rach. Yeah,
it looks like it. We're definitely, you know, having to soak up a little bit more probably than we'd like. And again, this game is so close that I guess the boys have to expect that that's going to happen, and it is going to be played all over the pool like we've seen so far. But hopefully, you know, New Zealand can get it out of our defensive half and get it. Not that I'm biased, not at all.
No, not at all. I'm sure as the GB guys push all the way to the tray, it's on the corner. The Kiwis are desperately trying to keep it out. I think the puck's gone in. It's going to be down to the refs to see if they've seen anything. Unfortunately for the Kiwis, the hands have gone up, and it's indicating that number 5 for the GB guys has scored there. Is that their second or third goal for the match? Number 3 for the GB guys. They go up 2 goals, 3 goals total versus 1 for the Kiwis. So number 5, Christoph Gilson, putting that one in for the GB guys. And you can see the GB crowd are pretty happy with that, Rach.
Yeah, they will be pleased with that. It's a good score line with 4 minutes to go in the first half. But, you know, as we see in these games, so much changes. And so, you know, it only takes a couple of minutes for teams to catch up. So maybe New Zealand can do that now.
Yeah, really nice inside swerve from that. I think it was the pivot for the Kiwi structure there. Just sort of balked wide and then came back inside, found that centre channel and got a little bit of momentum before the GB defenders cut him off, brought it out to the near side wall and now back through the centre channel. I mean, I guess what I'm seeing at the moment is the GB guys are definitely generating a lot of attacking moves, putting a lot of attacking pressure on the Kiwi defence. The Kiwis are doing a good job of keeping them out most of the time, every now and again, under a lot of attacking pressure. They obviously have cracked a couple of times and let a couple of goals into the tin. The Kiwis, I think, could easily come back from this scoreline, and I think both teams are playing some excellent hockey in there as we see the clock tick down close to 3 minutes to go in this first half, Rach.
Yeah, it's, New Zealand seems to be doing really well on their strikes. We're absorbing that pressure really well, and it looks like we're making some ground every time we've done a strike, but we just can't seem to hold that, and we're not absorbing the pressure and enough from GB as they drive down towards our goal bin. But, you know, all faith in these boys that they can do it, and the coaching team of Sam and Ed. So, you know, as we say, there's still time, plenty of time.
Very true. As we can see, the players gone over into the corner now, and not a great place for the GB guys to have the puck. The New Zealanders could easily set up a nice defensive structure and control the game from there, assuming they've got their rotation sorted. What I've seen is that the GB guys have been quite good at controlling the centre channel in the court, and the Kiwis have just sort of probably not taken the puck wide enough against the GB strength in that centre channel and allowed those GB guys to dictate a little bit more pressure as the GB guys again pushed towards that tray. The Kiwis are talking to the refs on the surface, but unfortunately to no avail as number 11 for the GB scores their fourth goal with 2 minutes to go. Nathan Archer. Congratulations, Nathan, for the fourth goal of this game here, Rach, for the GB guys.
Yeah, GB sharing the goal scoring around nicely.
They certainly are. As you can see, a nice little close-up of number 11 there in the sub-benches. The GB coach calls a timeout and swims into his lads at their end of the court. What do you reckon are some things that are going through the Kiwi coach's head at the moment with his team, Rach?
I mean, I think it'll just be making sure his guys are staying composed, absorbing that pressure well. You know, they seem to be coming up and sort of questioning, making movements at the ref saying that things are going on, but that doesn't often influence a ref in the games. You know, it's definitely up to the players to just make sure they're the ones playing nice and clean, and so that, you know, maybe they can not have any more advantages called against them, because that definitely does allow GB to reset and regather and get numbers behind the puck again.
Yeah, GB have definitely been very good at consistently applying attacking pressure on the Kiwi defence. And as Rach just said, the Kiwis have had quite a lot of infringements called on them in their defensive quarter, which has allowed GB to just set up time after time with advantage pucks and just really pepper with the New Zealand defence. The Kiwis are playing well, and I still don't think that there's much in this game. I think that a couple of little structural changes for the New Zealanders would make all the difference. Maybe even just coming down to how they initially try and collect that puck and maintain possession versus trying to go forward when they're in bad positions. You can see they've got good numbers on the bottom, the Kiwi guys, and they are pressing forward, but straight through that centre channel as they now start to bring it over to the right. They are surrounded by a whole bunch of GB competitors. Again, the New Zealanders are definitely bringing this contest to the GB lads in the final minute and a half of this first half, Rach.
Yeah, so this will be pretty positive stuff for the Kiwi boys here. They'll be hoping they can definitely get another goal under their name for before half time. That will definitely help them with going into the second half, that's for sure. And 1 minute 10 is left, so plenty of time to get one. It's just, you know, getting all the numbers behind the puck and staying really positive and not letting themselves get too rattled.
That's true. As the New Zealanders start to ask the GB guys a whole bunch of attacking questions, GB defence is doing a reasonable job at keeping the puck out in their deep left-hand defensive corner near their sub-benches. You can see the puck all the way in that corner, a very hard place to attack from. You can see the Kiwi number 11 there, the vice-captain, just waiting for that puck to come out and immediately gets it and goes square, which is an awesome move. He's got numbers around him, and I reckon that puck has actually ended up in the tray there, Rach.
Looks like it. Nice. So that was player number 3, Samuel Hopgood. So good work there from Sam.
A very nice goal scored by Samuel Hopgood, generated by their vice-captain, Cameron Sisson out of the corner with a really nice off-the-wall square drive with numbers around him, showing a lot of maturity and a lot of good decision-making of just having his head on his shoulders and realising that there was a space there to drive that puck into, Rach.
Yeah, Cam did well there. Didn't go into the corner too early, sort of waited until the GB player pulled it out a little bit, and that way he could be in the better body position to then turn and swim towards the goal.
Yeah, so as halftime is called and the players swap ends, the Kiwis getting a really good second and a really important second goal in right before halftime. Now they're only 2 goals behind, which is an easily achievable goal gap to bring back. As all of the teams sort of like jump up on the wall, get a breather, have some water, and get ready for some quality advice from their coaches. While we've got a bit of a chance, I'd like to give a shout out to a whole bunch of people watching. We've got Alexander Duff asking the chopping question on the live chat here with Emma Pitchforth saying, let's go GB, let's go. Alexander Duff is definitely on the New Zealand side of the camp with Julia Bevis as well saying, let's go Kiwis. So a whole bunch of people. Acid Rain 101, which is an interesting name. Good job, Cam. And Alex McLeod Watts saying, yeah, let's go Cam. So Cam's got a few fans on the live chat there, Rach.
Yeah, so Alexander Duff, just to clarify, chopping is the strange Australian term for stick infringement. So whenever he hears Stewie saying chopping, really what he means to be saying is stick infringement. Don't think anyone else, any other country calls it chopping, but, we'll let them have that one.
That's true. We also have this strange thing called a swerve as opposed to a jinx. A swerve being a lateral movement. Well, I don't know what a jinx is, but apparently that's the same thing.
I don't know what a jinx is either.
Oh,
dummy! Come on, it's a dummy in New Zealand.
It. Okay, well I take that back and I throw that very sort of like loose jinx term at the South Africans. I take it back, and obviously that's not a Kiwi term. I got confused.
Good try though. Good try.
Yeah. All right, I'll get back in my box here, and yes, we do call it chopping. We don't call it a stick infringement. My apologies for all these Australian colloquial terms that we get rolling over here in Australia. I'm getting some positive advice from Rob Tinkler over there in Kiwi land saying, don't take that kind of stuff, Stu. And, mate, I'll try and draw it back in this next half. But, I'll let Rach chalk one up for her in the...
Come on, we all know who's really in charge.
Oh, very true. I am on the lowest seat here, and you do have the higher position. And I do have a broken leg, so I really can't defend myself at the moment as we roll down with 34 seconds to go in this very tight game between the GB and New Zealand under-19 men's with 2 goals, the GB guys leading 4-2. And the Kiwis really managing to generate a lot of attacking pressure in the last few minutes of that half, Rach.
Yeah, so they'll definitely be looking to do that again. As I said before, their strikes were looking really strong in that first half. They just then couldn't seem to convert that into moving further into the middle of the GB defensive area, and instead the GB were able to, bring it down into the New Zealand's defensive corner. So hoping that they can convert their strong strikes into, some attacking moves as well, rather than having to spend most of the game down in their defensive half.
Yeah, that's right. As we see the two teams clash in the centre of the pool there, and immediately the play gets driven out to the far side of the court. Lots of numbers on the bottom by both teams. The thing I liked about the Kiwi last sort of 5 minutes of that game was that there was a couple of passages of play where the guys just kind of slowed down and waited for the opportunity to arise before pushing forward, which basically allowed sort of the ability of the GB numbers on the bottom to sort of like they were waiting for guys to pop, waiting for those gaps to open, and then taking their opportunities, as opposed to just rushing bad situations when they're numerically disadvantaged, which does happen to all teams sometimes. So I really liked how the Kiwis scored that last goal, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can implement that same plan in the second half, Rach.
Yeah, it's tough work for these under-19 guys. As I said before, a lot of the New Zealand team are all on their first Worlds. I'm not sure what's the story with the GB team, but I imagine it's pretty similar. And definitely experience comes into play, and it's all about having the sort of the maturity and the wherewithal to be able to soak up that pressure, because these situations you can't really mirror them outside of the tournament. You can play as many good games of hockey as you can manage against good opposition at training camps and whatnot, but until you actually get here and you actually get some Worlds games under your belt, it's hard to learn how to soak it all up.
Very true. As you can see, the GB guys really having a good drive in that centre channel again as the Kiwis sort of desperately try and get some numbers behind the puck, in between the puck and the tray. The buzzer has gone and the referees have called an infringement. It's going to be against GB. As you can see, the Kiwis getting a couple of crucial subs in there. So they'll have another crack at an advantage puck just in their defensive half. And it's going to be interesting to see if they decide to take it to the left-hand wall again here or have a crack on the other side of the court, Rach.
Yeah, not sure what the guys' plan is here. You know, we're playing the 2-3-1 formation, but there's lots of different advantage puck positions and disadvantage puck setups that teams do. So, and it often changes for New Zealand teams from year to year. So what we'll be doing one year, the under-19s won't necessarily be doing. So definitely interesting for me to be watching the boys and seeing what Sam and his team have come up with.
Yes, you can see the GB guys taking advantage of a good generated attacking drive there by a couple of their players with a lot of support of some more sort of dark blue bathers coming in behind the puck as the Kiwi defenders do a good job of taking it into the corner, but they are kind of surrounded by a couple of GB dudes. One pops up, one grabs that puck and shovels it under his butt, gets that puck again on a nice second effort, still controlling it, another shovel move, still down there with a little back flick to a second guy on the back wall. It's going to be hard for them to score from there unless the Kiwis all pop at the same time as the Kiwis again get that puck and apply some defensive pressure onto this good attacking movement that the GBs have got generated at the moment, Rach.
Yeah, some really good numbers there from GB. New Zealand's soaking it up well, though, and they push out. Oh, they've got a bit of a break here, but does look like 3 GB players catching up to the New Zealander, so we'll see if New Zealand can continue the roll that they've got going down the middle. Looks like it's being pushed out to the side, though, by GB.
It was a good run by the Kiwis. Unfortunately, they were sort of run down by a very fast Dolphining GB defender. I like the fact that the Kiwis saw him coming and then just pedalled back, maintained possession and passed it off to his awaiting teammate. So they did maintain possession for a while longer, but unfortunately the GB guys kind of shut down that centre channel and managed to get possession back. At the moment, the Kiwis do have the puck, but it is a bit tit for tat. And as we see again, the GB guys get that puck back and go for a good run down the far end of the court there, Rach.
Yeah, so GB, you could see rolling some subs then, so they've definitely got some fresh players in, but able to push through and get a good swim down the pool then. So it's up to New Zealand now to respond and soak up that pressure and make sure that they can keep it down in this attacking half for them rather than getting it back into their defensive. Looks like a chopping or a stick infringement call against GB though, so that'll be positive for the Kiwi guys.
Yeah, it was a lazy chopping hand signal there from the ref. He had a bit of a limp wrist as he did that, but I'm pretty sure he was signalling a chop there, Rach. Thank you for clarifying.
Hey,
as
no worries.
The Kiwis take that advantage puck and drive that far side, trying to get some momentum on that wall. It's going to be interesting to see how long they leave it there before they try and bring it across and see if they can generate some space in the court. Neither the GB team nor the Kiwis trying to bring it off the wall at the moment as they rock and roll over that far side. Interesting to see both teams kind of playing a lot of time on the wall at the moment there, Rach.
Yeah, there's definitely some energetic lads in the under-19 team, so they'll be pretty happy to, get kind of physical on the walls there. But bringing it wide is something we like to do. So not sure whether that's in their game plan or not, and again, not sure what GB's plan is. But a lot of work happening on the walls, which is means for a physical game, but also means that players will be wanting to cycle in and out of the subs a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's right. As the GB guys press a bit of an advantage here as they drive that puck close to the back wall. One of the Kiwis defenders does a good job of just ripping that puck off the GB attacker and driving it all the way over to the near wall, holding it up there right underneath his sub bench. The GB attacker is right on that puck and tries to have a crack at going down the back wall, but again the Kiwi defence proves the measure of the GB attack. The puck is in the centre as the refs pull up a free right before the puck gets chucked into the tray. So Para, the Colombian ref, calls it against the GBs for a chopping infringement. And it looks like the Kiwis are going to get another advantage puck in their defensive half there, Rach.
Yeah, so good work before from the affectionately named Potato William Heaps, bringing it wide out across in front of the bin and clearing it right in front of the New Zealand sub bench so we could get some subs rolling in, which is always nice.
Why is William called Potato?
He just slightly resembles a potato at times.
Slightly?
Affectionately. We love him, but he does resemble a potato.
So he's a very affectionate potato.
He looks a little bit like the coach too.
Oh, both of them look like a potato.
Yeah, a little.
Is the coach a bit of a hairy potato, or is he just sort of like a grated, like a, what do you call it, a peeled potato?
No, he's a bit of a hairy potato.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. Good imagery, right?
Yeah, exactly. And is he the one with is he the one with a lot of chest hair? Has he got a really good pelt? Has he got a really good pelt on the front of his potato?
Look,
Rach is speechless here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, and around the world as we talk about hairy potatoes. The GB structure is really pushing the Kiwis right into deep defences. They desperately hold up that puck on the corner. They managed to bring it along the back wall. The referees have called an infringement. I think that's Nathan Whelan in there. And he gives the advantage puck against the GB guys. Another stick infringement / Aussie chopping foul. And the GB guys will get pushed back, and the Kiwis will get a little bit of a reprieve here. And I'm sure Coach Potato will be really happy with that, Rach.
Yeah. Definitely to have the chance to soak up a bit of that pressure and sort of reset themselves behind the puck will be something the Kiwis will, be grateful for. But it is about these young guys just, keeping calm and making sure that they don't get too ahead of themselves. And, there's still 7 minutes in the game, so, I've got every faith they can pull it out. But, it is definitely meaning they need to get it out of this defensive half. They're spending a lot of time there at the moment. So, just no fouls, got to keep it clean. But GBR pushing up again here.
Yeah, they are getting some good, consistent attacking moves on the New Zealanders and really putting a lot of pressure on the Kiwi defence as they drive it on that near side, right underneath the Kiwi sub-bench, pull it off the wall and try and run a 45 as that attacker gets hit by a good defensive move there by the Kiwis. They are getting a good rotation on that back wall, but just then they had a little bit of a gap in their rotation, and the GB guys just grabbed that puck and put it all the way up onto the corner. I think the puck might have gone into the tray. The referees are calling it. The 2 fingers have gone up, and they have confirmed that that's the 5th goal for the GB guys here with just over 6 minutes remaining there, Rach.
Yeah, so that was scored by Tom Pitchforth. So again, the GB guys really sharing these goals around, which is nice of them. But GB supporters being shown there, they'll be super happy with that.
Sorry, guys, just the walkie-talkie here in the commentary box is just going nuts for a little bit. But, yeah, the GB guys will be very happy with that 5th goal, establishing a 3-goal lead against the New Zealand under-19 men's with only, what do we got here, 6 minutes to go in the game. There is a timeout at the moment, so both teams are sucking in some well-deserved air right now. Both teams are doing a lot of real hard work in their rates. It's unfortunate for the Kiwis that they're now 3 goals behind. It's going to be hard for them to peg those goals back in the next 6 minutes. Yeah,
definitely a challenge ahead for these guys. This half so far, we've only had 1-0 scored. So a lot of goals scored in the first half and not so many in this half. So definitely a bit more even this half. But, yeah, as you said, the guys started off the second half a little behind. So they've got a lot of work to do to be able to catch up.
They definitely do as we reconvene this game, and both teams again meeting that puck at the same time and crashing into each other. Neither team really trying to take it left or right initially, butting heads, and then finally the puck comes to the near side wall with the Kiwis just controlling the possession there. You can see the GB forward got in between those 2 Kiwis as there's some good work done by that halfback for New Zealand as they drive that puck into the centre channel. There are some GB guys in there. The puck is sort of anyone's at the moment as it's collected and then drilled and flicked out wide on that left-hand wall as the Kiwis sort of try and press an advantage here, Rach.
Yeah, so some good driving off the wall from New Zealand. That's what we want to. The boys don't want to be playing too much of a wall game the whole time. It's good to be able to advance the puck up the wall a little bit, but then definitely pulling it off is something that New Zealand likes to do, and GB will definitely be wanting to keep it on the wall. So GB being pushed back here, so that's definitely a positive for the New Zealand boys. Hopefully they can capitalise on this.
Yeah, that one was for a free arm called by Parra, the Colombian referee, and their free arm against the GB for New Zealand. They take the advantage puck and they immediately flick it over into the centre channel with numbers as they press hard on the GBs. And unfortunately for the Kiwis, that last GB defender just managed to get a good roll on the puck and clear it out along the back wall. They're all still competing down there along the back wall to try and gain some kind of advantage. Unfortunately for the Kiwis, though, the GB guys clear it out to just underneath their sub-bench as the buzzer goes again there, Rach.
Yeah, some really energetic hockey being played here from both teams. Lots of numbers on the bottom, lots of one-breath hockey being played. Thomas Maris-Craddock there, cap number 10, doing some good work, some one-breath hockey. He's actually a brand new New Zealand cap, so he'll be pumped to be playing, you know, one of the closer games for this team. But, you know, they'll definitely be wanting to convert this now into a goal, and hopefully they can.
They certainly are pressing hard on the GB guys as they take the puck all the way over to that right-hand attacking corner of the tray. The GB guys are pretty much all down there. I think it might have just gone past the tray and is now in the opposite corner. So the GB guys look like they've defended that good push by the Kiwi under-19 lads. As you can see, the Kiwis are sort of setting up with one guy or two guys back. There's a 45 out of the corner position as well, so maybe the Kiwis are going to try and bring that puck out of the corner at the right time here, Rach, and see if they can get something going towards the centre channel.
Yeah, we definitely need to be bringing it out here. GB will be happy to keep it on the wall and soak up some time, so with their 3 goals ahead, they won't want it coming out into the middle of the pool, but that's exactly what New Zealand need to be trying to do.
Yeah, that's right, and unfortunately for the Kiwis, the GB guys managed to drive it out into the centre of the court. The Kiwis have switched the puck over to the near side here again as they maintain possession under quite a lot of pressure from the GB guys. 2 forwards hitting that Kiwi competitor as the GB guys again try and push an attacking advantage. I think the Kiwi guys have managed to bring that puck back straight off the sub-bench and stream over to the far side of the court there, Rach.
Yeah, good work there from Cam Manuel Arnold. He was brought the puck all the way across to right under the sub-bench and tried to soak up the GB players that were following him for as long as he could, and then hopped out so that some fresh players could get in. So a good effort there from Cam, and hopefully it can translate now into a goal as New Zealand push right up the middle of the pool. They're recycling it back, turning it back into each other. But a GB defender, has swept it out across the goal bin. They've done well there. A
really good drive by the Kiwis. But unfortunately, when they curled on that drive and when they realised the door was shut to be able to get to the tray, the GB defenders were right there to clean up that puck. There is going to be someone thrown out at the moment as a timeout is called. Someone's been given 2 minutes, I think, for a dangerous flick. I think it's a GB. Oh, no, 2 minutes for a stick infringement, chopping. I'm not sure if it's chopping or chopping, but anyway, it's definitely something, and they are going to spend 2 minutes in the bin. You know, as we sort of draw down to a close of this second half, I think we've got about 2 minutes to go here, Rach. 3 goals to draw back. Unlikely that the New Zealanders are going to be able to score 3 goals in 2 minutes.
Oh, never say never, Stewie.
I wasn't saying never.
Fair. But, you know, if they can make the most of this 5-man that the GB have now gotten down to and get a quick goal in here when they're sitting right on the goal bin, you know, all it takes to score a goal is 30 seconds and some strong strikes. So who knows what will happen.
Yeah,
I've got faith.
That's very true, and I'm glad that you do, because the Kiwis are definitely going to need it in this last 2 minutes. The GB team has definitely been putting on a show of very good aggressive hockey consistently over this game, in my opinion, even though the Kiwi lads have done a very good job, and they've certainly had to earn every single goal they've scored in this game. The GB lads have done a really good job of just sort of being in the right position when the Kiwis have asked them some really good attacking questions. As you can see there, again, the GB guys just relieved the pressure by swimming it out of that deep attack that the New Zealanders had established, maintaining possession as they run down that wall. Kiwis doing a good job of getting back, and you see that GB guy crashing into the puck there, Rach.
Yeah, no, I do have to agree with you there, Stewie. GB have done a really good job this game, but I have full faith in the Kiwis that even if, you know, the result is not what they want this game, that they'll learn a lot from this and make the most of it and you know, do better next time. And they've got a really good, solid team there, and it's just about bringing them all together and letting the pieces all fall into place.
Yeah, that's right. And I think one of those critical pieces is definitely trying to get a floaty animal that they can inflate and put their water bottles into. I think
Well,
that's
maybe
gonna
you
be,
are right.
I think that's going to be a very important factor for this team moving forward.
True. Well, you know what? I'll suggest that to the coaches, and we'll see if that comes through, and then if that then reflects in their play.
And then maybe the other thing we could do is offer up the Kiwi under-19 coaches' pelts to be waxed for some kind of monetary auction type thing to just sort of generate some more interest in this great sport of underwater hockey. I think that's certainly something. I think his name was Sam. Is that correct, Rach?
Look, I'm sure many people would enjoy seeing. No, actually, no. They would not enjoy seeing that. I don't know where I was going with that one.
We could actually take a video of it. I don't know what you guys think out there, but I think that it would be an excellent idea as the Kiwis press an attacking advantage puck here that we should definitely have an auction to see how much money we could raise to get Sam the potato or the hairy pelt potato waxed during this competition. I think that would be an excellent fundraiser. Pick your fundraising cause. Regardless, we definitely want to see that guy on the waxing table at some kind of beauty salon getting videoed as we see the last 44 seconds of this game play out. And again, the GB guys just sort of being able to answer those attacking questions the Kiwis are asking. There is an advantage puck. Para the Colombian has said that, or pointing at a particular GB guy and pushing the GBs back for what will probably be one of the last attacking cracks the Kiwis have here, Rach.
Yeah, so I believe the GB is still sitting at 5. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble after this game, I think, for my contribution to the chat. But no, a really good game to see, and I don't know that this scoreline here reflects how close this game has been. But yeah, it'll be good to see that hopefully these teams can come up against each other another time, and we'll see what happens.
They certainly have been close, and it hasn't been much difference between GB and New Zealand as the clock counts down, the crowd's counting down the seconds as full time ticks over, and the chief referee sounds the buzzer and all the players come to the surface. A very hard-fought win for the GB under-19 lads. Congratulations to them. Commiserations to the Kiwi under-19s for a really hard-fought game, showing a lot of heart and really swimming this game out to the end there, Rach.
Yeah, no, good work from the Kiwis. Trying to remain as composed as possible. They were definitely under a lot of pressure a lot of that game, so many good lessons to be learnt from that, definitely.
And I'm certainly going to talk more about this fundraising effort that we're going to talk to Sam about later, but I think that it's probably time for Rach to go out to the pool deck and see if she can chat to some of these competitors as they get out of the water.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sounds great.
Sorry I didn't tell you about that before,
Yeah,
but it
thanks.
sounds like a good idea to me. You are a Kiwi after all, and I'm neither a Kiwi or a GB person.
Yeah, this is true.
And I would have to crutch out there as well. So
Okay, all
yeah,
right. I'll
cool.
head out.
Do your best.
I'll be back soon.
And thanks for listening out there, guys. Cheers.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very good.
How you feeling after that game? Just come over here for me. All your loyal Glory Days. See these two guys over here with the camera up there?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I see it,
that's where all our followers are seeing us from.
Yeah. Yeah, we're ecstatic. With the defending world champions. New Zealand are always the team to beat, so just so happy. We just gotta keep it up now.
And so what's next for you guys? Who are you? Oh, now we're being moved over to here.
Sorry, the camera can't see you down.
Oh, okay. Where are we looking now? This way?
No, the camera's over there.
Oh, okay. All right, now we should be in shot. So a good result for you guys there. Off
Yeah.
now to relax at home.
Well, yeah, for a bit. We got 2 games tomorrow. So yeah, we got USA and France. So yeah, I mean, in the words of Stormzy, you always sorry, I messed it up. You're never too big for the boot. So we got to be ready for France tomorrow, and yeah, you never know what might happen. So got to be on our toes.
Nice, nice. Well, really good work today. I hear Ian Tate is a big Glory Days follower. Is that right?
Yeah, that's one of our guys, his dad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he is. I think he's a big fan of the couch as well. I think it was the orange one. But yeah, he's our team manager back at home. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on that game.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to friends or family back home?
Just thank you. Hope my older brother started playing hockey again. Being as I did lend him my mask. And thanks for waking up early to watch the match. And shout out to my student loan for getting me here.
Nice. Gets a lot of us to hockey. That's nice. Oh, well, congrats. Really good game.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Could you New Zealand just back there?
Oh, back here.